And we are back. Pokemon Emerald Hardcore Nuzlocke. We are only using Grass-type Pokemon this run. That means we only have 8 Pokemon on the table. We name our Trico Arslan. We're going to be using the Heroic Legend of Arslan anime for our nicknames. And then we got the Trico versus Torchic. And we are just pounding away, and Torchic does get a critical hit, which is really scary, but as long as he doesn't crit again, we will be just fine, and we get a signature fadeaway critical. You'll love to see it. And then on Route 102, we go ahead and secure the Lotad encounter, chuck the Pokeball, and secure it. And then we go to Petalburg Woods and secure the Shroomish encounter. It is now time to take on the first gym leader, Roxanne, and I'm feeling pretty good about this. Grass lines up very well against her primarily rock-type Pokemon, so we send out Alfred the Shroomish, and we are just going to lean into the Absorb, and it is 4 times super effective against the Geodude, but because we didn't go all the way to the level cap, and then we get punished with a critical hit on top, you love to see it. But the level cap was actually level 15 with the Nosepass, so I really could have leaned into that and one-shot the Geodudes off the top, but I think we are still going to be just fine as the Shroomish continues to rain down absorbs, and the first Geodude is completely deleted. The second one's going to be coming down here, and it's much of the same. A Rock Throw comes down, 10 damage off the top. No problem. The Absorb to reprieve the damage, 40 HP, looking good. The Potion to bring the Geodude to a safer space. Another Absorb comes down, almost kills the Geodude as he holds on, as she holds on. Defense Curl doing absolutely nothing, as all grass types are special since it is Gen 3, and the second Geodude is gone. That leads us to the ace, the Nosepass, which, as previously mentioned, it is level 15, which is a little bit scary, but I think we're going to be just fine as it goes for the block. It does not want Alfred to get out of here, but the Shroomish leans into the Sunspore, paralyzing the Duckling. We throw out the Leech Seed as well to get that chip damage every single turn, as well as the heal. The Rock Tomb misses, the Shroomish sidesteps, and you cannot see her. You can't touch her. Another Absorb comes down. The Leech Seed is going to start chipping away. A Rock Tomb does connect this time. We're sitting at 30 HP, though. We are just fine. The Rock Tomb speed drop, nothing really matters as the Shroomish is in the driver's seat. We get a critical hit. Beautiful stuff. Another Rock Tomb comes down, and the Duckling is just delaying the inevitable. It gets a little Oranberry for some help, but it's not going to be enough. It is paralyzed. It is hurting the Leech Seed, eating it away. The Absorb comes down, and the Duckling holds in the red. What can it do? It misses another Rock Tomb. Alfred completely flexing on Roxanne's ace right here, and Nosepass is gone, and the first gym badge is completed. All right, it is now time to take on Brawly. We got 3 level 19 Pokemon to match his ace, Makahita. And I am a little bit nervous just because we don't have anything to resist the Makahita's stab Vital Throw, which is going to be a little bit scary. But we throw out the Shroomish. Alfred comes down with a Leech Seed to get the party started. A Karate Chop does connect for critical hit damage, and that is not what you want to see to start the second gym battle off, but it's okay. As we have the Mega Drain, we are going to heal off of that, as well as the Leech Seed potentially here with the Bulk Up coming down. But again, grass type moves are special, so we're really going to try to lean into that as we come in with another Mega Drain, the upgraded Absorb. And is that close enough for the Leech Seed? As another Karate Chop, this time Bulk Up enabled, gets a critical hit, and we are absolutely hurting, but we do clear the Machop. The Meditite comes down, and this Meditite is known for its Focus Punch, and there it is. So as long as we are attacking, we can completely nullify as we get a critical hit of our own, and Shroomish is going ham. The little mushroom that could, the Super Potion coming in to stall, but the Shroomish will not be denied. Alfred continuing to get the Mega Drains down, and the little Meditite is not a Medicham, but it wants to be as it sets up the light screen, which will chip our Mega Drain in half. So we pivot to a physical attack with Tackle, but it doesn't do anything. It just stops the Focus Punch as another Super Potion comes down, and that's actually massive as Brawly is out of potions for the Makahita, so any damage we do to the big fella will be long-lasting as the Meditite is chipped down once again from the Mega Drain. This Shroomish doing absolutely everything she can, and there is a 5% mischance on the Tackle, so imagine if we vanilla wait for that and the Meditite connects on the Focus Punch. That would be absolutely monumental, but we are still leaning into the Tackles, living on the edge here, and we break the focus. Beautiful stuff. The Shroomish wants to be it all, and it's doing just that. The Mega Drain finishes off the Meditite, and now it is Shroomish versus the world. The ace comes down. Makahita wanting to do some damage before his his moment in the sun is gone. The Stun Spore connects, and now Makihita is paralyzed, potentially getting some paralysis turns. Could be massive. A bulk up comes down, more defensive in nature, and now is definitely hitting harder. We get the Leech Seed and 2 bulk ups. It essentially has a Swords Dance, and we are shaking. We are terrified, but the Shroomish is trying its best to hold the line, to absolutely hold the line as the Mega Drain comes down. It is paralyzed. It can't move. The Makihita is smiling, but we know it's hurting. The Leech Seed chipping away. The Mega Drain on top. Can we kill the Makihita with a critical hit before the Makihita does anything? But it leads into a reversal +2 from the attack boost of the bulk up, and FireRed holds on with 6 HP. The Citrus Berry for reprieve, and the Shroomish does not want to lose. We go into Farangeese, the Lombre, hoping that we can tank a Vital Throw, and it comes down. We live with 10 HP, and this Makihita is completely flexing. Him and Brawly have been working out in the gym every single day. The fake out comes down. We're just cheesing the Leech Seed right there, and now Makihita is in the red. Can we do this? We are right there at the edge of glory. Can we win it all? Farangeese fades away with an Absorb, and it's not enough to kill the Makihita, but the paralysis, the absolute paralysis comes down, and the Ace falls, and we somehow, someway squeak out of that fight without losing anybody. For our Route 13 encounter, it is going to be the Little Oddish. We're going to go ahead and chuck the Pokeball and secure our 4th Grass-type Pokemon. That is essentially half of the encounter secured so far. Let's keep it going. Okay, we've made it to the May fight, the infamous May fight right here, and I, for some reason, thought I could level cap at the rival, as I tend to do, but really I should have given myself some breathing room for the gym level cap, which was actually level 24. So I capped at level 20 to match May's Ace, but you can't really do that in this run since May has super effective moves on almost all of her Pokemon, especially the Combustion. So our Shroomish is level 21, and I decided not to use her, which is going to be a fatal mistake. So I'm trying to cook up the strategy that we can somehow manage to win. And yeah, it's not going to go well. It's not. And the Wing Attack comes down. We do tank that fairly well. Farangeese breaks out of the confusion for a moment, gets another Absorb, and the Wingull holds on with no HP. Another Wing Attack comes down, and it is super effective, and it's racking up over the course of the battle as the confusion hurts as well. We get a little berry to help us out there, but it's not going to do much as another Wing Attack comes down, and Lombre is hurting with 10 HP, and the confusion pays dividends. We're holding on with 1 HP. Can we stall out to get the Ludicolo way later in the game? As you can see, FireRed is chilling at level 21. I don't know why I was capping at level 20, but you're going to see it's going to be such a fatal mistake. It's going to be so bad. And it's still funny, though, trying to win this fight with absolutely nothing as the Combustion comes down. He is ready to go. And we're just going to need like consecutive critical hits here because we almost instantly die from the Stab Ember. It is super effective. Arslan is hurting. And then all we have is Daryun, and as you can see, like, our Shroomish, like, it is over leveled as far as the rival goes, but we always cap with the gyms. I just like to add like another ultra hardcore aspect by capping with every rival or like Team Magma leader. It just makes it more interesting, but for a challenge already this difficult, you gotta cap at the gym as we send out Farangeese, the Lombre, for a little fake out. But as you can see, our first attempt is an absolute shambles. We go for the flinch lock with the Astonish, and we are going to have to play a lot smarter. And yeah, this was all FireRed, and especially if we had the level 24 level cap, Shroomish would actually be a Breloom right now, and we could potentially set up a sweep. So just so many mistakes made, and then I just go ahead and chuck the Shroomish out there anyway to see what could have been, what could have happened. But as you're going to see here, Combustion just lays down the law with an Ember. We get a Mega Drain just to stall it out a little bit more, but I do believe the Rubber Chicken is going to have his way with our team, and we wipe. That is our first attempt gone. Let's try to learn from that and then secure it on the second. People clap loud when you win a Grammy. They clap louder when you win an Oscar. But people clap the loudest when you fall. And Champ, he got knocked out today. Oh my god, there's the critical hit, Karate Chop, Machop lose with no HP, and we don't even make it to Brawly. I'm going to go ahead and restart the run. Let's go ahead and get the third attempt. This is going to be a slog fest. The Mega Drains continue to come down, and it's looking good. It's looking promising, but the Vital Throw hits us to 2 HP, and Rustboro, the little Shroomish, holds on, and now Makihita is just so in such a good space with that heal from the citrus berry. And again, still 2 potions on the table is just immaculate. As a vital throw comes down, it is bulk up empowered. The Aurum berry getting us to a pitiful health bar. Like, we are dead to anything the Makihita wants to do. So we cheese a fake out, getting a little bit of chip on top of the leech seed. Maybe there's a prayer, maybe there's a hope, maybe there's a dream. And I don't know, but I end up going for the little root instead of rolling the paralysis, and the vital throw comes down and almost one-shots the Grovyle. We heal with the Aurum berry, the leech seed comes down, and it's all here, right now. Can we one-shot from that range? Can we finish the job? Let's roll the absorb, and it does not matter as Brawly heals the Makihita back to full, and the leech seed's good, but it's not going to be that good. And unless this Makihita gets paralysis locked till the end, we are dead. We are so dead. And the Makihita is floating at about half HP. The paralysis does come down, gives a glimmer, gives us a little taste of what hope could feel like. Another absorb comes down, little trying to get his health bar back to a place. But if you remember, we held on at 4 and it's not enough. Little Root falls, and that does look like another super potion because he's right in range. The leech seed comes down. We could do a fake out cheese again, but it doesn't matter because Brawly has both of his silly potions. And I do believe the firing squad is being brought out as we speak. A beautiful flinch crit from the astonished Petalburg, trying to avenge the Grovyle. It's not enough, but the paralysis comes down. The leech seed. Can Petalburg be the one, the hero in the shadows? And another crit on the astonished. The Lombre takes that loss completely personally, and Brawly falls, but we lose the Grovyle, and we're just going to restart the run. We're down to the ace, the Makihita. We can't quite finish him off. The vital throw comes down after being bulk upped, and we lose to Brawly once again. It is very tough to really get around those citrus berries, those heals. If you accidentally crit one of them and Brawly doesn't use the potions, it's just a very tenuous situation, a very tenuous fight. And I do believe Brawly is going to put us down once again with the Makihita. Look at this reversal lined up. Absolutely ridiculous. Barely holding on. Petalburg, the Lombre here. So this is going to be the 4th attempt failed, and we are going to drop back to the 5th attempt here. Look at that super potion, just keeping the fight alive. It feels good to be Brawly using potions. That hardcore Nuzlocke really does hurt. There's certain moments where you're just like, can I please use a full restore? Can I save my Pokemon? Instead, you sit there with your hands tied and watch them die. And I do believe Little Root might actually, crit the Makihita with a cut there. And he does finish. He does get himself out alive, but losing those 2 Pokemon's too much. Let's go ahead and boot up that 5th attempt. All right, so our 5th attempt is dead and gone. We ended up critting our Lotad encounter on Route 103. So we went for our 6th attempt, and we lost to our rival May right at the get-go. Her Torchic absolutely had its way with our Trico. So we are officially on our 7th attempt here. We've made it to Brawly. However, this time we snuck over to Slateport and we got the Oddish encounter before we take on Brawly and not after. So this is going to be the first time going into the 2nd gym that we have 4 Pokemon. On top of that, Oddish has the poison typing, which does resist Brawly's fighting type stab. So that is going to be the difference. I think this is going to go so much more smoothly than previous, but we have Rustbur out there. We're going to get the Leech Seed down. The Karate Chop does come down. Some good damage off the top. Leech Seed for the heal. And we are going to go ahead and swap into Oddish. We just want to keep the little girl as safe as possible. The Karate Chop does literally no damage into that poison typing, which is just beautiful. And now we have a Leech Seed on top of a Sleep Powder combination, and we are looking beautiful. I think we're going to be able to clear the Machop without really taking any damage at all, and that'll just leave a beautiful 1v1 matchup against the Medicham, or Meditite, I should say. Machop is still fast asleep. You'll love to see it. The Leech Seed comes down. The Bullet Seed comes in again. Another Bullet Seed comes down. Seismic Toss does hurt, but we level up on top, and now we only need 10 HP to come back. And I do believe we still have Absorb, so we can just kind of get that back in the process here, as Meditite's going to keep getting greedy to charge up for that Focus Punch. And it is going to pivot into a Reflect, but that is physical defense, not special, so we really don't have to worry about it. And Meditite gets the heal, which is also really big that the Meditite gets the potion, as we've seen, because you do not want Makihita to have 2 super potions and a citrus berry at his disposal, as we absolutely clutch a Sleep Powder which is just beautiful, as that 25% miss chance can really add up over the course of a fight. Makihita eating some bullet seeds right here, right now, but still asleep. We already popped a citrus berry, so the only potential healing left is one super potion for the Makihita, and maybe the Oddish can just get the job done. A Vital Throw only does 9 damage, and this Oddish is an absolute counter to Brawly. Get wrecked, sir, and this 7th attempt is officially underway. Let's prep for that rival fight. We've got this. All right, we finally make it back to our rival here, and I am so much more prepared this time. We made sure to respect the gym leader's level cap, get everybody to around 23, 24, and this is just going to open the door to a really good strat. So here we go. We come down with Slateport. Unfortunately, we do get hit with the Supersonic, and we're just going to have to break through, but we don't, so we are hurt. This is not a great start, but Slateport holds on the Gloom, completely snaps out of confusion the second turn, and is still above 50% HP, lands the Sleep Powder, puts the little Seagull to sleep, and now we get Rustbro, who is the Breloom. Chuck her out there. We're going to get the bulk ups in, and we are going for the first potential sweep. The sweet states are in, and this is craziness, as most of our strats moving forward are going to consist of bulk up strategies or maybe a little bit of mix and match, as some of these types do not line up well. I mean, it makes me think of Flannery, which is all fire type, and then Winona, which is all flying type, and that is just going to be really tough to plan around. But Rustbro showing that with enough preparation, you can get the job done. The Wingull falls, and we are going all in on the headbutt here. Beautiful stuff. I do believe we also had the Silk Scarf buffing normal type moves, and thankfully we are faster than all 3 of May's Pokemon. We beat one of the harder fights in this run, and now I believe we are on to Watson. All right, we have managed to not face any tragedy leading up to the Mauville gym here against Watson. So 3rd gym coming at you live. We got the electric type Pokemon. We are at the level cap, and we have to eat a self-destruct from the Voltorb right out the gate, which is not great, but it's going to be okay, because now we can just set up against this little Electrike, and as long as he didn't crit that Shockwave or crit whatever he's about to do here, I think we were just fine. Gloom's defenses are pretty solid at this point in the game, and we do land that 2nd Sleep Powder. So now the door is open. This little Electrike is going to be an absolute means to an end. I do feel really bad for some of the weaker Pokemon when you do kind of trap them into this setup, but it is what we need. This challenge is very difficult, and you have to walk a very fine line between risking it all and just getting that safe setup when you can. So Rustboro comes down, as she does, gets a bunch of bulk ups in, and we are just going for the max out. We want it all. The grass typing is actually really good here, as it does resist their electric type stabs. So we will definitely take that as Rustboro continues to bulk up to the heavens. Shockwave has no chance of leaving us with a paralysis, which is really nice. So the Electrike is just left howling and shockwaving, howling and shockwaving, and the Breloom could not care less, as we come in with a +6 stab Mach Punch. Good night, Sally. The Magneton comes down. This is Gen 3, so no Sturdy here, which is just beautiful. A signature fadeaway critical. You absolutely love to see it, and that just leaves the ace, Manectric, who cannot tank a Mach Punch either, and that means Watson is defeated, 3 gyms down, and now we're going to have to do some planning for the either Maxie or Archie fight at the top of the mountain, as well as Flannery. A quick side note is that on Route 113, we did manage to secure the CDOT encounter. We named them Verdant Turf, and we are off to the races. All right, it is time to take on Team Magma. Maxie right there at the top of the mountain. The mighty Ina comes down, and we are really just going to lean into this same kind of strategy. We're going to put the mighty Ina to sleep. We're going to pivot right into the Rustboro, the absolute ace up our sleeve. We do eat the Sand Attack, which is a little bit concerning and kind of makes me hesitate here, as we are -2 accuracy now. We tank the bite, no problem, but if we just start missing everything with a -3 accuracy, are we even going to be able to sweep? So looking pretty scared there. I actually kind of changed the strategy a little bit, and I'm like, okay, let's re-put this mighty Ina to sleep, and let's try again and maybe not get Sand Attacked as many times. So we're just resetting here. We get 1 bulk up, another Sand Attack comes down. I'm willing to risk 1 Sand Attack. I don't think that's the end of the world, as a Super Potion gets wasted as well on the Wolf Dog, but the Roar comes down, and that is super helpful to know the movesets, because the mighty Ina completely cheeses us and roars us out of here. So I'm just like, okay, One last try here. We know we're not going to be able to get more than 2 bulk ups before the Mighty Ina decides to roar. So let's go ahead and just secure the 2. The Lisi keeps us at full. And then we go in for a huge headbutt onto the camera, but it doesn't one-shot. Thankfully, the big camel goes for focus energy instead of a fire type move. We will absolutely take that. And then we headbutt the Zubat coming in. And thankfully, that is not a Crobat or a Golbat in Emerald. It is in Sapphire Ruby, which is super interesting. It makes this fight a lot harder, as Golbat is a lot chunkier, a lot tankier than the Zubat. But I will absolutely take that, and that just leaves Flannery. All right, for those who don't know, Flygon HG, a very well-known hardcore Nuzlocker, did a video on this way back, like a year or 2 ago, and we kind of referred to his video to help us through this fight, as we needed more than just putting the Numel to sleep. We needed to keep everybody safe from these overheats, as Slateport is going to have to eat an overheat right off the top. We live with 5 HP. We do get the sleep powder down, and this Gloom is an absolute champ. She takes a beating almost every single time to get us to that point where we can set up. But the second part of the process, more than just the sleep, is that we're going to use Flash, and we're going to drop Numel's accuracy enough to where Breloom can be so safe. On top of that, Numel's special attack is getting used up as it continues to spam overheat. So not only is this cute little camel maimed on the special attack side, it's not even going to be able to see half the time with all these accuracy debuffs. And that is just going to really pave the way for Breloom to get a safe setup this time, which is so paramount against this massive Torkoal. So Petalburg, the Lombre, and then the Gloom going back to back here for the ultimate setup cheese. We're just going to get that -6 accuracy. And that means Breloom's just going to have to tank the magnitudes if it does hit, or a super weak overheat. Now, if the overheat crits, I do believe it goes through all of those debuffs. So this right here in the sun could be everything. It does not. And I do believe that was the 5th overheat. If not, it was the 4th. So we got to watch out for that as we start to get the bulk ups down here. There's one. The magnitude 9 comes down. And if it does connect, we do again have to watch out for criticals. We are always at the mercy of criticals, especially when we lock ourselves into only one typing, as it makes the swapping so dangerous. It really does. It just makes me think of like all the vanilla runs we've done where you have a bunch of tanks, or you have a ghost type pivot or a flying type pivot that you can just switch around, and it's just so much easier. But if you have all of one type and you're trying to run away from another type, you just can't do it. And it's just, the helpless feeling is just so tangible. So the Breloom is doing a fantastic job of dodging all of Numel's attacks with the flashing help of the Lombre, and we do a huge return here with the Silk Scarf Empowering, which actually does more damage than Headbutt, which is just beautiful, and the camera up can't even tank that either. Max attack Breloom with monstrous normal type attacking in the return, boosted with Silk Scarf, all of that goodness. The Slugma goes down is just a party favor, but really the moment of truth, all or nothing. Does the Torkoal fall in one hit? And yes, she does. That is the 4th gym badge. It may not be the cleanest thing that we've seen, but this is the 7th attempt. Can this be the run? We're going to go ahead and secure that Cacnea encounter. The Cacturn having the dark typing and leaning into the special attack that will provide for this run could be incredibly impactful. In the Mirage Tower, we get the Root Fossil, which is going to turn into the tiny little Lileep and eventually the Cradily. So one of the only Pokemon that won't be super effective against flying types, because it's going to have that rock grass typing. Right here, right now, the Spinda comes down, and I think we're just going to open with the Sleep Powder. The Psybeam actually comes down, does good damage, and gets the Confusion Roll, which is not great, but we did come prepared with the berry, so we pop out of that, and we do land the Sleep Powder, which is just gorgeous. So that's really nice. We're going to pivot into the Cacnea now, the Lava Ridge here, and we're going to get some sand attacks down. Now, our special defense is absolute garbage. It's like 26 right now. It's the lowest stat line on our little cactus here, but we get 1 sand attack. We're going to see how many sand attacks we can get down here. We could have really just tried to steamroll with the bulk ups on the Breloom, but I was just nervous of getting some really bad rolls with the Psybeam or the Teeter Dance. So we are just going to roll this as much as we can. We got 4 sand attacks down, and the Teeter Dance still connects, so maybe we can get a 5th. We have not popped this berry yet, so we snap out of that confusion, and if we can just get one more accuracy debuff, there we go, beautiful stuff. looking really good there. We could go for a cheese on the Leech Seed, but I think it's okay just to go into Slateport one more time and then hopefully not get hit and just get a Sleep Powder to open the door for Breloom, as the Facade does miss, which is absolutely beautiful, but the Side Beam comes down, no critical, beautiful, no confusion, and the Sleep Powder comes down, so definitely flirting with it there, but I think we're going to be just fine. So now the stage is set for Rustboro, our Breloom. The hero here really is the Dark Knight of this run, as we get one bulk up in. There is one. We're just going to go for 5 of these bad boys and just completely ramp up. We're not going to mess with anything. We're just going to completely one-shot everything in the way here. I do not think that Slacking could live. I don't think Slacking could live a bulk up, a 6 times bulked up Breloom here. So I'm feeling pretty confident in this. I mean, we can still cheese that first turn of the Slaking if we are too scared of a potential counter. But other than that, I'm feeling really good. Even the Linoon with Belly Drum is going to be no problem. There is that third person berry really paying off, just showing you how cool it is when Emerald gives you those berries with the little trees, the little plants on the side. But I think we are good to go. The stage is set once again. Spinda goes down in 1. We are maxed out attack on Breloom, who already has a ridiculously high physical attack stat. The Vigoroth comes down, and on top of that, we have priority with the Mach Punch, which is just beautiful. So we're doing 60 stab times 2 for that 120 power off of that super effective damage, and we are just one-shotting everything we see. And now is an interesting part here. If Slaking goes for, I don't think he can one-shot us, so it might be smart just to do a Leech Seed just in case and then go all in on the Loafing turn. So let's just do that. It dodges the Leech Seed. It does go for the counter, so let's see if this was going to kill. Okay, it was, but I mean, you could just imagine holding on with 1 HP and then the Slaking or Slacking turns around with a counter and it just crits through all the bulk up. The odds of that happening were probably pretty low. For our final first encounter of the run, it's going to be our 8th team member, the Tropius, found in the rain on Route 119. We're going to go ahead and chuck the Ultra Ball and secure it. All right, we have another rival fight against May right here, right before Fortree City. And this fight is honestly pretty easy in a normal hardcore Nuzlocke where you have multiple Pokemon, multiple answers to her team. But we're all grass here, and her having the Pelipper as well as the Combuskin is just not fun. I absolutely adore the water flying typing. I think it's just so crisp as we get 4 times super affected by the wing attack. And that is not what you want to see. We were definitely hoping that the Pelipper would be asleep for one more turn. We could go for it. It actually goes for Protect, so we could have went for Bulk up there and completely punished May, but I had no idea that's what she was going for. But thankfully, the Silk Scarf and the Bulk ups was enough to take down the Pelican. And now the Combuskin comes down. And we can just roll the return again, or we can pivot into Petalburg, who gets that water boosted attack in the rain here because of the perma rain. So that is actually beautiful. We get the fake out just for a little bit of reprieve. The surf comes down and is 2 times in the storm. Beautiful stuff. And now it is Lombre versus Lombre, and we can swap into something more favorable. And I do believe it's going to be Slateport tanking the fake out. No issues there. We do have the super effective stab poison move, Acid coming in here. It's just going to be a 2-tap. No problems. We tank 2 Swifts from the Lombre. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. That just leaves Winona. If we dodge the crits, it's GG, but if crits happen, we're really just going to be pushed to the brink. On top of that, confusion is going to play a big role as well. All of that pre-cap out of the way. Let's get rid of this Swablu, who does have Perish Song. So we're just going to have to 2-tap with the Ice Beam. Oh my god, it responds with the Mirror Move Ice Beam as well, but thankfully that didn't do a ton of damage, and the Swablu goes down. And now the battle really begins. Pelipper comes down. We have the only person berry on Petalburg here, the Lombre. We only had 1 Confusion Berry left, so when she does land that Supersonic, it will pop, which will be beautiful. So 2 Growls down, we're going for the 3rd. We are slower, but thankfully Pelipper cannot land this on Petalburg. It is a beautiful thing. The Supersonic really showing how pitiful a 55% accuracy move is, as it's almost a coin flip every single time. And I am so baffled here that I thought I used too many Growls. Okay, so I actually looked at the 33 out of 40. I may have, okay, I'm just going to risk it He may be out of growl. Okay, we're good. We are absolutely good. And now I believe we can't use flash on the Pelipper because he has keen eye, or she has keen eye, so it'll just do nothing. All right, so we can't lower that accuracy. So now I do believe we just go into Slateport, the Gloom, and hopefully don't get crit through that 6 times growl. And there is the aerial ace, and there is the critical hit. It's an absolute farce. It's an absolute farce. The crit comes down, and I think we roll it all on the sleep powder. Let's go for it. Don't crit, don't crit. Beautiful. But we missed the sleep powder. We're going to go for one more. Don't crit. Thank you. One more. There we go. That's all we need, baby girl. We go with the Cacturn, and I believe we get the Leech Seed down first. Can we land this? The Supersonic comes down. Unbelievable. The Pelican finally lands, and we hurt ourselves, and this is atrocious. This is egregious. Don't crit. Hold on, baby girl. Lava Ridge, you've got this. Oh my god, this is brutal. Do you believe? Yes, we snap out of confusion. We get the Leech Seed. We're going to get some health back here. Pelipper goes for a pathetic water gun, which is beautiful. The Leech Seed's going to help out. And now let's try to ramp up. My gosh, this is just an absolute train wreck, but this is what happens when you have 6 grass types against flying types. And there we go. The strat is coming in. 1 growth down. Can we get 2? And another supersonic lands. This is ridiculous. And we hurt ourselves again. The double damage of hurting ourselves plus the Pelipper damage is in trouble. And if she crits through, we are so in trouble. Please, Lava Ridge, please be better than you are right now. The Leech Seed might buy us an extra turn if Pelipper goes into the red. We do have the Citrus Berry for reprieve, which is huge. And then the Protect does buy us a chance to use the growth. I will take this. Oh my goodness. The stress levels are out of this world. The Altaria is still waiting in the back, and another Supersonic connects. My gosh. And we hurt ourselves yet again. We don't have a Citrus Berry. All I ever wanted. There we go. There's the Protect. We have a perfect opportunity here, Cacturn. Yes, we can. Let's get that +6. This is not the cleanest strategy, but right here, we should be bought another turn with the heal. Absolutely. Winota playing right into our hands, and we snap out of confusion. There we go. Give me that momentum. Let's go. So there, I believe, was the 4th growth. We are going for max special attack since dark type moves are special. There's the aerial ace, no crit. Beautiful stuff. And if we can just get 1 more growth, there is the Protect. Gorgeous. Finally, we are maxed out special attack. And the Pelipper should go down here. Let's see what happens. The water gun comes in. No problem. The water gun crits. Thankfully, that wasn't the aerial ace. Beautiful. And we are okay. So there we go. If the Cacturn outspeeds anyone, we should be able to one-shot. So if Cacturn is faster, this should be a one-shot. Let's see how good that +6 fan attack is. And it is gorgeous. Great stuff there. The Altaria comes down. Can this one-shot? That special defense is so bulky. There is the Dragon Dance. I am very nervous right now. Please one-shot. Please be the one. And it absolutely does. All of those Supersonics, all of those crits. Here is the Skarmory, though, and this is not very effective, so I don't think this can one-shot the Skarmory. I don't think it can. We are +6. I think we still roll this, and we should be faster. So I think, oh my god, we're not. We are slower than the Skarmory, but that was just barely enough to hold on. And I'm going to roll it. I'm going to go Leech Seed. Okay, there is the heal. This could be everything. Can you connect Lava Ridge? You absolutely can't. We blunder to the heavens. We blunder to the heavens, and I should have just went Feint Attack. I'll just do Feint Attack. Oh my god, Feint Attack is beautiful because the Sand Attack doesn't affect, because it's 100% accuracy. Oh my god, and it Fade Away crits. Are you absolutely serious right now? I didn't deserve it, but I will take it.